the Charlotte Hornets select Malachi Richardson.
Malachi Lewis Richardson, born January 5th, 1996. There's a moment every young hooper dreams of, when the crowd's roaring, the lights are brightest, and suddenly you're him. For Malachi Richardson, that moment came March 27, 2016. Syracuse, a 10 seed that barely made the NCAA tournament, was down 15 points to top-seeded Virginia in the Elite Eight. Then came the half that set everything in motion. Richardson caught fire, 21 points in 20 minutes, pull-up jumpers, fearless drives, step-backs, free throws. He looked unguardable. That single stretch didn't just win the game, it rewrote his life. In the days that followed, mock drafts boosted him into the first round. Scouts talked about his size, shot creation, and upside. To the outside world, he was a no-brainer pick. A March Madness star with NBA tools, a sure thing. Just a few months later, he declared for the draft and was selected 22nd overall by the Sacramento Kings and officially, quote, made it. He had done what every young player dreams of, reached the league. But by just a young age of 22, he was out of it, and that's where the real story begins. Because today's generation of hoopers aren't just chasing the NBA, they're chasing a moment, a viral highlight, a breakout game, a draft night suit, social media, NBA lifestyle clout, and in a way, who can blame them? One game really did change Malachi's life, but it may have done more harm than good in the long run. The league doesn't reward moments, it rewards preparation. It also doesn't prepare you. You either get there already prepared and they polish you, or you're simply not ready. Fundamentals, habits, skill. When you enter the NBA before those are fully formed, you're no longer developing, you're surviving. Most players don't realize that until it's too late. What's sad is very few people will tell them otherwise. Not when a player is projected to go first round, not when millions are on the line. Who's gonna be the one to say you're not ready? And if someone does, who's going to listen? And that's the tightrope. Leave too early and your game might not be ready. Stay too long and your buzz might be gone. Somewhere in between is the perfect window, but most players never find it. This is the story of Malachi Richardson, a March Madness miracle, and what happens when you chase the dream faster than you're ready to carry it. What happened? Let's talk about it. Salute to Jay Futurelli on IG for this request. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Malachi Richardson is a 6'6" shooting guard small forward from Trenton, New Jersey, known for his smooth shooting stroke and confident scoring mentality. He rose through the ranks as a standout at Trenton Catholic before transferring to Roselle Catholic, where he developed into a 5-star recruit and McDonald's All-American. His combination of length, shot creation, and self-assurance earned him a scholarship to Syracuse University as part of their 2015 incoming class. As a freshman, Richmond started from day one and averaged 13.4 points and 4.3 rebounds, showing flashes of offensive brilliance in a high-usage role. Though his shot selection and efficiency drew criticism, his upside remained intriguing to scouts. His season was solid but not spectacular until the 2016 NCAA tournament, when a second-half explosion against Virginia turned him into a national name. Just weeks later, with momentum and draft stock peaking, he declared for the NBA draft and left Syracuse after just one season. Stunt number 1, believing the hype too soon. Malachi Richardson entered the 2016 NCAA tournament as a decent freshman with promise. By the time it was over, he was a first-round pick. The hype wasn't gradual, it was instant. All it took was that scorching half against Virginia to create a new perception of who he was as a player. That's the danger of the tournament. It rewards heat, not habits. And Richardson, like many young players today, believed in the moment more than the message behind it. He declared for the draft just weeks after that run, riding momentum instead of mastery. And why wouldn't he? He was 6'6", long, smooth, and now had the league's attention. But the decision didn't come from skill development or season-long dominance. It came from a single game and the belief that getting drafted meant he had made it. But the league isn't built for those who arrive early without the game to stay the course. It's built for those who can sustain, adapt, and contribute. That wasn't Richardson, yet. The jump from college to the NBA is enormous, and while some players bridge that gap with elite skill or intangibles, Richardson hadn't yet shown either on a consistent level. This growth stunt isn't unique to Malachi, it's systemic. Many players see the NBA as the finish line. Social media makes it worse. They want to live the lifestyle, post the fit pics, secure the deal, but making it is only one step. Staying there is everything. And often the people around these players aren't offering the hard truths. And at the same time, how do you tell someone projected to go first round to wait? That's life-altering money, that's 4 years guaranteed. That's the dream. But when the dream is built on one moment and not on a good solid foundation, it becomes a nightmare quickly. Malachi believed the hype. He wasn't the first and he won't be the last. Stunt number 2, a skill set that didn't translate. Once Malachi Richardson arrived in the NBA, the flaws in his game, overlooked during the draft, became impossible to ignore. In college, his shot selection could be excused as youthful confidence, but in the NBA, it looks like bad decision-making. His smooth jumper wasn't consistent, his ball handling was loose, his first step wasn't explosive, and the scoring versatility that made him a potential steal never showed up when it mattered. He appeared in just 47 games as a rookie, averaging 3.6 points on 38% shooting. Not disastrous, but not enough to justify development minutes on a struggling Kings team. When you're a first-round pick, there's pressure to produce quickly, but Richardson lacked the tools to make an immediate impact and the polish to buy himself more time. He was caught in the worst place possible, not good enough to play and not raw enough to be seen as a project worth waiting on. Defensively, he didn't offer much either. Despite a 7-foot wingspan, he struggled to stay in front of quicker guards and often looked lost in rotations. Without a defined role or elite skill, he became just another wing, fighting to survive in a league overflowing with them. The league isn't patient, especially with players who can't do one thing great. If you can't shoot lights out, defend at a high level, create offense, or run a second unit, you become expendable. Malachi Richardson, despite his size and potential, couldn't lock in on any of those roles. And in a league shifting towards specialized excellence, versatility with no anchor skill isn't enough. He bounced to Toronto next, then the G League, but the gaps in his game kept widening. The promise he carried from one half of basketball never materialized into consistent production. And just like that, his window started to close. Stunt number 3, gone before he could adjust. By the time Malachi Richardson could fully understand what the NBA required of him, he was already out of it. After 2 uneventful seasons, split between Sacramento and Toronto, he was waived. Just like that, the opportunity he spent his life chasing was gone. And there was no real second chance. He had the tools, but not the time to sharpen them. And in a league that moves faster every year, waiting on potential isn't a luxury many teams can afford. He bounced to the G League briefly, then took his talents overseas, first to Israel, then to Italy. But even there, consistency evaded him. Injuries played a role, confidence likely did too. When you're used to being the guy and suddenly you're fighting for minutes in a league you never envisioned yourself in, it does something to your identity. Some players use that as fuel, others stall. Richardson continued playing professionally overseas, but his trajectory was no longer upward. No real buzz, no strong second act, just a quiet grind overseas, far removed from the hype that once surrounded him. There were no headlines, no serious NBA comeback rumors, just a player still trying to find his rhythm in places he never imagined his career would go. It's the hardest part about early exits. You don't always get the chance to rewrite your narrative. Richardson was still in his early 20s, but the league had moved on. New draft classes came in, new wings with the same size, same flash, but with tighter skill sets and hungrier approaches. Malachi had been a moment, that's all. And in this era of basketball, moments are disposable. Had he stayed another year at Syracuse? Maybe. Had he landed with a team willing to develop him slowly? Possibly. But in hindsight, it's not just about what happened. It's about how fast it happened and the fact that it can happen. The jump was too quick, the foundation too thin, and the game too unforgiving. He didn't fail because he lacked talent. He failed because talent without timing, growth, and humility is never enough. All in all, Malachi Richardson's story is a sobering reminder that the NBA dream isn't just about getting drafted. It's about being ready when you do. He had the look, the moment, and the momentum, but not the game to match it long term. In chasing the league too early, he lost the time he needed to truly develop. For young hoopers, his path offers a tough truth. The league doesn't wait, and it doesn't care about how you got there. If you're not prepared to grow under the brightest lights, you'll fade just as fast. Sometimes one great half is really all you get. Make your next step the most careful. Salute, much respect, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.